What's up everybody, Dragos from Strong Dragon Training here today, and before I start with my amazing video today, I just want to take a couple of minutes out of your guys' lives and let you know that my essential oils are up for sale. Brand new labels, 15 and 50 milliliters, 40 different kinds of oil, 100% pure, coming from a certified vegan, kosher, and organic producer, straight to me, and I'm giving them out for amazing price. And even on top of that, we've got a sale going on, so go to www.thestrongdragon.com right now, learn about each of the essential oil, what they do, how they do it, how amazing they are, and then go right ahead and try them out. I assure you, you will not be disappointed. And now let's get on with the video. What's up everybody, it's Dragos from Strong Dragon Training here again today with another weird exercise, and this one is still lower body. And I have found over the years that I have implemented this exercise that it goes best with my female clients. Why? Because it hits the glutes amazingly, hamstrings too, quads too, but the glutes get just destroyed with this exercise. What is called is essentially vertical leg press, or that's at least what I call it. Some gyms have a special machine for this one. So if you guys done the leg press machine, the leg press platform, right? You know it's on an angle, right? About a 45-degree angle. Well, this vertical leg press is literally you're lying down flat on the floor and the platform is above you, right? So you push it straight up. This allows you to go a little bit deeper into the leg press, and because the position you're in, it allows to activate the glutes way more than the regular leg press does. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you guys the exercise because I found that very few gyms have this special machine, right? So it's very easy to set up the machine, and I've literally, in my entire experience of personal training, I've only found one single gym that has this leg press machine. So I've always had to improvise with this. So I'm going to show you the improvised method, because to go to that gym that I found it will take me about a 8 to 10 hour drive to get there to show you guys the leg press machine. But I will show you the improvised version because you can literally do it on the Smith machine squat rack, right? So the assisted squat rack, you can do it on that one. So let's first take a look at it and see what I'm talking about. So as you can see in this exercise, I'm lying on the floor. Of course, you can use a bench if you'd like to as well, but I prefer lying on the floor to avoid the balance issues. My head can be up or down, as I will explain later on. Core is very tight, and I go as deep as possible to find a nice little stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. All right, so what do you think? Does it look familiar? Have you girls or guys tried it before? I do it because I absolutely love it. I feel it in my hamstrings. I feel it in the glutes. A really great way to define the glutes, especially before I'm prepping for a show. Not sure if you guys have seen some of those bodybuilders and well, mostly bodybuilders, because those are the only ones that you really see the actual butt cheeks on posing. Classic Physique has everything covered up there. But if you've seen bodybuilders on stage, you would see that even their butts, the butt cheek has striations on it, right? So I find that when I'm really depleted, really low in body fat, this exercise specifically helps me get those striations, right? So I work with different kinds of styles, you know, pyramids, 21s, you know, fast and slow, mix, everything possible. But the glutes really are in pain during the exercise and after. Now, when you're doing this one, main thing to be aware of is, and if you remember my squat video, is the knees should not go too far over. So imagine that you're doing kind of a squat upside down. It's like gravity doesn't apply and you're on the ceiling, right? So when you're doing this kind of a press or upside down squat, the knee again can't go too far over the toe. All right, so what you're looking for is when you bring that bar down, you can't let that knee go beyond too far the toe. If it goes a little bit, it's fine, right? But it can't go too far beyond, because maybe you won't feel at the time, but over time you're putting a lot of pressure on the knee tendon, on the patellar tendon, and that's very bad for it. My feet, as you saw, spacing on the bar, they're pretty much shoulder width, maybe an inch or two wider apart. There's no real point of worrying about where your toe goes on this one, because the bar is set so that it's pretty much the middle of your foot, right? It has to be comfortable on your foot, but don't risk it putting it too close to your toe, and don't risk it putting it too far to your heel, because you don't want that thing to slip off. If it slips off, you don't have the brakes, it's gonna give you a real massage on your butt, and it's not a good kind of massage. It's gonna be painful. So put it literally right where the heel begins, right where the bottom of your foot is, right where your plantar tendon is. So you want to put it right on there, have it relatively comfortable, and if you have really good shoes too, doesn't really matter how much weight you put, it's still fairly comfortable in this area of the foot. Now, when you position your body on the floor, you want to put it so that, first off, make sure your hips are right underneath the bar, right? So it's actually easier to set yourself up for this one than it is for the actual machine that some gyms have. So position your hips literally below the bar, and at that point, go downwards, right? So that your hip go, if this is the bar, these are your hips, right? So bar hips, move your hips a little bit more this way, right? So lower, so that your legs are in this position going towards the bar. So you want that extra little bit of stretch, because if you do that one, it's a little bit of a trick to hit the glutes even more than you would if the hips are literally perpendicular to the bar. So move them just a little bit lower. Set in position, your back needs to be flat, right? So you can lift your head up if you want. It's not gonna really take away much from the exercise, but you gotta be real careful about your back. So don't try to lift up, because if you do lift up kind of like in a crunch, then that's at the point where you're kind of defeating the purpose of the exercise. Using too much help, you're engaging that hip improperly, you can risk injury. So just keep the back flat. If you're in the beginner or is the first time trying this one, keep your head flat as well. The arms are really, as you saw in the video, I like to keep my arms on my hands on the other side, grabbing onto something. You can keep them flat on the floor. Don't keep them to support your hips in this case. So don't put them under your hips. You don't really need that one, and you really kind of taking away, like you're jeopardizing the exercise. Okay, so your hips need to be flat, and they are allowed to move a little bit, because you saw when I'm coming down really deep, the knees are almost pretty much hugging my body, right? So I'm coming down, and you saw that my glutes are a little bit coming off the floor. So that's the real good stretch, like the deep stretch that you're looking for to get into those glutes and those hamstrings. And then you're pushing up all the way, and you're engaging those quads, and you're getting the rest of the exercise going. So super deep is the whole idea of this exercise. It doesn't matter beginner or intermediate or advanced, go really deep. If you want to really get the point of this exercise, go super deep with it and get that stretch out of your glutes. Now coming back up, usually on these ones, you'll be tempted to go with a lot of weight very quickly, because it'll feel light. You'll have a lot of power in this position. Again, I've found across the board, even for beginning clients that I've had, this was a position of power for most people. So they were able to do much more weight than even on the leg press. We're not even going to go about the squat. Even more on the leg press, they were able to do more weight than that. So do be careful. I'm not encouraging you to go crazy on weight, but again, if you're putting, let's say, 10 pounds each side, and you're blowing through, and the bar is really coming off your foot too when you're going to the top, then you're really wasting your time. So put a little bit of weight, make sure you feel it, because if you're able to do 15 to 20 repetitions, let's say, and you're not feeling the burn in your glutes, or the stretch, or the tiredness, the lactic acid buildup in your hamstring, quads, and or glutes, then again, you need to put a little bit more weight. All right, so don't be afraid on these ones to put the weight, because the stretch and the high repetitions is not going to build crazy amount of muscle. That's the biggest fear across the board about everybody with weights, is building muscle. But you do high repetitions, you cannot build muscles. Okay, if you put 445 plates on each side, and then you're not able to do 15 because you can only do 7 or 10, that's when you build muscle. But if you put 145 each side and you're still able to go to 20, you're not building muscle, right? You're not building bulky muscle, right? You're not bodybuilding, so to say. Okay, so don't worry, this exercise is a very weird one. It's in a position of power for your body, so you will be able to do quite a good amount of weight. So go good with this weight. Now, the one thing that I'm going to caution you guys on is most of these Smith machines have, as you saw in my video, hooks to put on to the top. especially for the beginners. You want to be careful when you unhook that. So a partner would be a good idea to have on this one, to kind of be careful firstly that when you unhook the bar, you don't end up losing control and the bar slipping off your foot, right? Because it's kind of tricky. I've done it by myself, but I've done it quite a lot of times in the past. So it's I've gotten used to the whole lifting it off and then readjusting while the bar is up there. But if it's your first time, have somebody there to spot you and make sure that that bar unclicks well off the Smith machine, and then it's safely going up and down. The other thing why you might want somebody is if you're not good with your feet to keep them stable, you may end up hooking that bar as you go back down, because your foot moves even a little bit, the hook goes in, and you're gonna stop literally every time there's a pin on the Smith machine. So just have somebody for the beginning until you get used to the exercise, and kind of to really guide you, because even though the bar is attached to the rack, you can still lose position, or maybe if you're not flexible enough, you may have a cramp hitting you or anything that might be dangerous throughout this kind of exercise. And yes, you are in a fairly dangerous position down there, so you don't want to be caught stuck somewhere or the bar slipping off your foot or anything like that, and causing any kind of damage or harm to your hips, your legs, your whole body, your whole health for that matter. So have a spotter, have somebody just to kind of watch you over in that one. Otherwise, like I said, weight, don't be too scared about the weight. Go a little bit more than what you would on the other exercise if you can, okay? Go a little bit more. Make sure your feet are just a little bit wider, shoulder width apart. Your knees, the other one thing that I want to caution you guys on the knees, some people tend to buckle their knees as they go down. The knees should always be on a parallel trajectory, okay? They cannot start straight or parallel to each other and then cone in and meet right next to the chest or anything like that. That's not a good idea. A, for the joint itself, and B, for the purpose of the exercise, right? It's throwing away the whole exercise and is damaging your knee like you wouldn't believe. So keep them right on trajectory, up and down. If you want your hands, if you find that just a little bit like you're still unstable, you're still unsure, you're still a little bit worried about the exercise, you can have your hands kind of guide your knees going up and down for the beginning until you get used to the exercise and you kind of get the feel of what's happening, okay? Back flat, head can be up, but it doesn't have to be. It can be down. If just your neck is up, the only thing you need to worry about is a little bit of tightness in the muscle on the neck, but that's nothing to do with the exercise. That's just because you're holding your head up. So keep it down just to prevent that one, but your back has to be flat. You cannot be in a crunch while you're doing this one, because then again you're taking away from the exercise. Go super deep. Make sure you feel the stretch in those glutes. Make your legs kind of hug your body and then push up. Do not lock the knee at the top, please, 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 especially if you go with heavy weight on these ones. Do not lock the knee. You'll be very tempted because it's a very kind of a weird position to go up all the way without the knee locking. Don't go so high up if you think that you're gonna lock the knee. My biggest pet peeve and the worst thing you can do for your knee is locking out with heavy weight and then unlocking it with heavy weight. Do not do that. You want that knee to live for many years to come with you, and you don't want knee surgery, you don't want knee replacement, you don't want knee injuries, none of that. So keep it safe. Don't lock your knee out. Otherwise, give this exercise a little bit of a try. See how it feels for you guys. I do hope I've explained it well. If you're still unsure about it, ask a professional at your gym. You know what, I saw this exercise. This is what I think is starting to do. This is what the guy said to do. Or try it out yourself and let me know if you felt something weird. Just leave me a comment on this video. I'll be more than happy to go through with you guys and kind of address it. I will get back to any comment within 24 hours, regardless, good or bad. I will get back to you guys. But try it out and let me know how you liked it, if you felt it, and especially the girls, 'cause I know all my female clients that are looking to build a nice booty. This exercise is one of the ones that is really, really going to target it well, and you're going to feel it the next day or the day after, 24 to 48 hours. You're really going to feel it in those glutes. So try them out, let me know, and hit like and subscribe to these. I'm going to put up more videos, and I will see you guys on my next informational video. All right, have an amazing day. Thank you for watching our video. If you like it, hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more content. And don't forget to visit our website, www.thestrongdragon.com, for free newsletters and the amazing aromatherapy section.